They told you it's okay to be average. They told you it's okay to be comfortable. They told you it's okay to be weak. And you believed them. That is where you lost. Listen carefully. Weakness doesn't come with a warning sign. It doesn't knock on your door. It doesn't scream, "I am destroying your life." It whispers. It whispers when you hit snooze. It whispers when you say, "I'll start tomorrow." It whispers when you choose comfort over growth. Weakness is silent, but its consequences are loud. Look at your life right now. Be honest. Are you where you said you would be? Are you living at the level you once dreamed of? Or did you slowly accept less? Weakness is not about muscles. It is about standards. A weak body can become strong, but a weak mindset destroys everything. The problem is not that life is hard. The problem is you became soft, and softness is dangerous. Because the world does not reward softness. It tests it, it pressures it, and eventually it crushes it. You don't need motivation. You need rejection. Reject weakness, reject excuses, reject your old self. Every time you say, "I can't," that is weakness speaking. Every time you blame someone else, that is weakness protecting itself. Every time you avoid discomfort, weakness wins. Understand this clearly. Your life is a reflection of what you tolerate. If you tolerate laziness, you get mediocrity. If you tolerate fear, you get regret. If you tolerate weakness, you get stuck. But if you reject weakness, everything changes. Let's break something right now. Weakness feels good in the moment. Comfort feels good. Scrolling feels good. Sleeping in feels good. Quitting feels good. That's why most people stay weak. Strength feels painful. Waking up early hurts. Training hurts. Discipline hurts. Growth hurts. But pain builds power. And power builds freedom. Right now, you are either building power or feeding weakness. There is no neutral. You think missing one workout doesn't matter? You think wasting one day doesn't matter? You think one excuse doesn't matter? Weakness grows in repetition. It becomes a habit, then an identity. And once weakness becomes your identity, you defend it. You start saying, "This is just who I am. I'm not built like that. I'm not lucky. I don't have talent. That's not reality. That's weakness talking." You are not born weak. You were trained to be comfortable. School trained you to follow, not dominate. Society trained you to fit in, not stand out. Social media trained you to compare, not compete. You absorbed weakness slowly. But here's the truth nobody told you. You can unlearn it. Weakness is not permanent, but rejecting it requires violence. Not physical violence, mental violence. You must destroy your old habits, destroy your old excuses. Destroy the version of you that negotiates with comfort. Because weakness negotiates. Strength decides. Weakness says maybe later. Strength says no. Weakness says, "What if I fail?" Strength says, "I will learn." Weakness seeks validation. Strength builds results. And here's the brutal part. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not motivation videos. You either rise or you decay. There is no pause in life. If you are not improving, you are weakening. That's why rejecting weakness is not optional. It's survival. Look at the strongest people you admire. Athletes, entrepreneurs, warriors, leaders. Do you think they don't feel fear? They feel it. Do you think they don't feel doubt? They feel it. The difference, they don't obey it. Weakness obeys emotions. Strength commands them. Your emotions are temporary. Your decisions are permanent. Stop letting temporary feelings control permanent outcomes. You say you want success, but Do your actions match that desire? You say you want respect, but do you respect yourself? You say you want strength, but do you train like it? Desire means nothing without discipline, and discipline begins when weakness ends. Let's go deeper. Weakness is addiction to comfort. Comfort is the enemy of growth. When you stay comfortable too long, you shrink. Your ambition shrinks. Your confidence shrinks. Your courage shrinks. Then one day you wake up and realize you settled. That realization hurts more than any workout ever will. So what do? We reverse the pattern. Instead of chasing comfort, chase discomfort. If it scares you, face it. If it challenges you, attack it. If it exposes your limits, break them. Because every limit you have right now is self-created. Read that again. Your limits are self-created. You stop when it gets hard. You quit when it gets uncomfortable. You retreat when it gets uncertain. That is weakness programming. You must rewrite it when it gets hard. Go harder when it gets uncomfortable. Stay longer when it gets uncertain. Move anyway. Courage is not absence of fear. It is movement despite fear. And every time you move despite fear, weakness loses. Think about your biggest regret. It wasn't trying and failing. It was not trying at all. That is weakness's final form. Regret. Regret is the tax you pay for comfort. And the older you get, the heavier it becomes. You don't want to wake up at 40, at 50, at 60 and realize you never tested your full potential. You never pushed. You never fought. You never rejected weakness. Because here's something powerful. Your potential is waiting on the other side of discomfort, not on the couch, not in excuses, not in waiting, but in action. Massive, uncomfortable, relentless action. And yes, you will fail. Good failure builds strength. Struggle builds character. Pressure builds diamonds. If your life feels heavy right now, good. That means you are being shaped, but only if you refuse to break. Weakness breaks. Strength bends and rises stronger. This is not about becoming toxic. This is about becoming disciplined. There is a difference. Toxicity destroys others. Discipline builds yourself. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You need to prove to yourself that you are not weak. And that proof comes from action. Small wins daily. Wake up when you said you would. Train when you don't feel like it. Work when you're tired. Stay focused when distracted. Every small act of discipline is a punch to weakness. And weakness hates consistency. It survives on chaos. So build routine. Build standards. Build systems. Stop relying on motivation. Motivation is emotional. Strength is structural. You build strength by repeating hard things over and over until hard becomes normal, until discipline becomes identity, until weakness feels uncomfortable. That is the shift. Right now, comfort feels normal. We must make discomfort normal, because on the other side of discomfort is confidence. Real confidence. Not loud confidence. Earned confidence. The type that doesn't need validation. The type that walks into a room and doesn't shrink. Why? Because you know what you survived. You know what you built. You know the weakness you killed. This is only part 1. And I want you to understand something clearly before we continue in part 2. Rejecting weakness is not a one-time decision. It is daily. Daily rejection of excuses. Daily rejection of fear. Daily rejection of laziness. Daily rejection of the old you. Every morning you wake up, you choose comfort or growth, weakness or strength, excuses or execution. There is no middle ground. And from this moment forward, you are no longer allowed to say, "I'll try." You either do it or you don't. You either rise or you remain average. But average is slow death. So, Make the decision. Right now, look at yourself honestly and say, I refuse to be weak. Not tomorrow, not next month, now. Because strength does not wait. It is built, and we are just getting started. You made the decision. You said, I refuse to be weak. Good, now prove it. Because words are cheap, declarations are easy, transformation is brutal. This is where most people fail. They get inspired, they feel fired up, they promise change, and then life tests them, and they fold. Why? Because rejecting weakness is not emotional, it is behavioral. It is what you do when no one is watching. It is what you do when you are tired. It is what you do when you are stressed. It is what you do when you feel nothing at all. That is the battlefield. Let me expose something clearly. Weakness hides behind logic. It sounds reasonable. You deserve rest. You've done enough. It's not that serious. Other people have it worse. Weakness doesn't scream. It justifies. And if you are not aware, you will confuse comfort with wisdom. But growth is rarely comfortable. Evolution is violent. If you want to reject weakness, you must develop something stronger than motivation. You must build standards. Standards are powerful. Standards don't ask how you feel. Standards don't negotiate. Standards don't depend on mood. Standards say, this is who I am, this is what I do. No matter what, when your standards rise, weakness suffocates. Right now, your results reflect your standards. If you accept average effort, you get average results. If you accept distraction, you get confusion. If you accept inconsistency, you get instability. Raise the standard. No more half effort. No more half focus. No more half commitment. Half effort builds full regret. Understand this deeply. The world respects strength, not noise. Not excuses, not potential. Results. And results are built in silence. While others scroll, you build. While others complain, you train. While others hesitate, you execute. That is how weakness dies. But let's go even deeper. The biggest weakness is emotional fragility. Getting offended easily. Getting discouraged quickly, quitting after criticism, breaking under pressure. Pressure is not your enemy. Pressure reveals you. If pressure breaks you, you are fragile. If pressure sharpens you, you are becoming strong. So seek pressure. Put yourself in difficult rooms. Have uncomfortable conversations. Take responsibility when it's heavy. Responsibility builds power. Weakness avoids responsibility. It blames parents, it blames economy, it blames timing, it blames luck. Strength says, even if it's not my fault, it's my responsibility. That mindset is dangerous. Dangerous in a powerful way. Because once you take responsibility, you take control. And once you take control, weakness loses its grip. Let's talk about discipline at a higher level. Discipline is not punishment. It is alignment. Alignment between who you say you are and what you actually do. If you say you want greatness, your actions must match greatness. If you say you want strength, your habits must reflect strength. You cannot live casually and expect extraordinary results. That contradiction is weakness. Reject it. Stop waiting to feel ready. You will never feel ready. You act first. Confidence follows. You move first. Clarity follows. You commit first. Strength follows. Weakness waits for certainty. Strength creates it. Now imagine your life 1 year from now. 2 paths. Path 1. You continue negotiating with comfort. You continue delaying. You continue playing small. 1 year later, nothing changes. Same mindset. Same problems, same frustration. Path 2, you attack every day. You hold yourself accountable. You raise standards. You reject excuses immediately. 1 year later, Different body, different confidence, different discipline, different aura. That difference begins with daily decisions. Small daily decisions. You don't become strong in one moment. You become strong in thousands of invisible moments. When you wake up instead of snoozing. When you study instead of scrolling. When you train instead of quitting. When you stay calm instead of reacting. Those are strength reps. And just like muscles, the more reps you do, the stronger you become. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If you keep choosing easy, life becomes hard. If you choose hard, life becomes easier. Easy choices create hard consequences. Hard choices create easy confidence. Weakness chooses easy now. Strength chooses hard now. Decide which pain you prefer. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret, because pain is guaranteed. Growth pain builds you. Regret pain destroys you slowly. And time does not care. Time will move whether you act or not. In 5 years, you will be 5 years older. The only question is, will you be 5 years stronger or 5 years weaker? No one drifts into greatness. You drift into mediocrity. Greatness requires intention, daily intention, relentless intention, and sometimes isolation. Because when you reject weakness, some people will get uncomfortable. They liked the old you, the comfortable you, the available you, the less threatening you. When you grow, you change. And not everyone will clap for your evolution. That's okay.